This is things you might have heard, or as the hashtag says, TYMNHA I am Jay Cleveland Payne. It is the 21st of January, 25. Took a day off yesterday for celebration. Had some family things, a great celebration. I got a chance to spend my 21st wedding anniversary with my beautiful wife, Christine, with a K. So shout out to her for allowing me to keep doing this thing. And I gave her a full day of me, so to pay off on it. So let's get back into the swing of things. We have, like normal, because it's Tuesday, 8 stories in the queue for you that you actually talked about. We posted stories even while I was on the anniversary. She gave me that much. And you told us what stories are worthy of talking about for this Tuesday morning. Vetted stories that include covering information, politics, current events, and pop culture news. We'll tell you the full vetting process, how that worked out in a bit, but we'll tell you right now, it's a lot of inauguration stuff. What was a slow news day, as I always joke about, had a lot of things internally with Donald Trump and his inauguration. Plus, some Vivek Ramaswamy making some news about not going to work for Trump, and Winter Storm Enzo, which is going to bring snow to New Orleans today. It is what it is. We'll explain the vetting process and all that stuff a bit, but remind you right now that our website home is conversationproject.com for more details on how we do the Conversation Project and for all the conversation you want to have with me directly. Go to the conversation inbox at gmail.com. Thank you for everybody who enjoyed me taking some time off for the weekend and are coming back slowly to things here. If I've not said so yet, well, I said it already. Today is Tuesday, January 21st, 2025. We'll get back into the swing of things with 8 stories queued up, no particular order, as you're going to sort of the greatest narrative there is. Oh, there was something else that was going on today, a sports ball game of some sorts. We have crowning Ohio State to win the college football playoff national title, who defeated Notre Dame last night. Notre Dame did not make the magical win as the first time back into playoff contention in a long time. But they did actually try to fight back after going down like 21 points in the first half. They came back with a bit of a push, but not enough, as Ohio State Buckeyes were able to hold back the Notre Dame Fighting Irish for the final score of 34-23 in the college football playoff national championship. The first time of the 14-game championship, championship. We'll see what happens going forward. They're never going back. They're not releasing teams, which they probably should. We'll see what happens when the powers that be when you get 18 teams in this thing going forward. It was a great game to go back and forth. You go back and watch it. To go back in details of that. Just go into details is a bunch. We have a lot of stuff to get to about inauguration, so we're not going to go deep into this one. But it was a great showing for a historic year for both teams, and we were going to see football. Hopefully, as they work this things out, hopefully they'll find out what happens to make more teams better or better rankings. And as the joke on social media is, if these are better teams playing last night, how come to rank seventh and eighth? Because it seemed like the middle ranked teams in the system were able to beat the top ranked teams or to get whatever, and the lower ranked teams in the whole shebang, they just did not come to play, definitely. So we'll see how this thing plays out and whether better teams show up next year or if we pick better teams for it next year, or if it'll just be sort of it is what it is going forward. In the vein of it is what it is going forward, let's start off with Joe with Fetterman. The senator from Pennsylvania arrived at the inauguration in his hoodie and shorts for the whole deal. Now, Fetterman is all of our teenagers out there wearing a hoodie. At least he wore the hoodie. Most of my kid will only wear the hoodie. He wore a t-shirt. But wearing a hoodie and shorts to a formal event in the middle of sub-Saharan sub freezing temperatures. Sub-Saharan is a whole other thing. But in the freezing cold of Washington, D.C., Senator John Fetterman of Pennsylvania attended the presidential inauguration wearing a signature look, gray gym shorts, a black hoodie, and sneakers. And of course, it was cold outside. I'm not sure how he walked from back and forth. He was actually, since it's in his building, I guess he didn't go very far. He just didn't feel like dressing up. His attire stood out against the formal wear of everybody else, including the billionaires, Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, and Jeff Bezos. Zuck, who was known for years of wearing essentially the same T-shirt and whatnot, trying to be the trying to be the Apple Steve Jobs, everything. He's wearing the same thing every day. Actually dressed up, and everyone else did. And you can see in the picture right there, if you're watching video. Um, Angus King is all of us on his phone, sort of doom scrolling when things are happening, and John Fetterman is sitting in the front seat, in the front row, just kind of chilling, just being there for the thing. It's like it's a work day because it was a work day for them. They actually went back to work after all the ceremonies and stuff. But for him, it's a regular day. He has permission to wear his hoodie and wear his shorts. And that's what he did. It's not quite a Bernie Whitman moment, but We shall see. Politics is going to get the picture and the angle that they have to do a lot of photoshopping of Fetterman doing stuff as opposed to Bernie Mitten moment, but we shall see. Let's start about more of the ceremony. And while you may think this may not make it official, it really doesn't. I mean, just so Donald Trump took the oath of office to become our next president, our current president now, number 47. And when he did that, Melania, his wife, his spouse, held up the Bible as tradition, and Trump raised his hand and gave his oath. But Trump did not put his hand on the Bible. Now, people are like, well, does that mean it doesn't count? If it didn't count, they would have redid it. It's just a symbolic thing. Although an oath in the Bible is more than symbol, it actually shows oath on higher power. And this is kind of thing. Two Bibles. She held two Bibles, the Lincoln Bible and the Family Bible. And Trump didn't put his hands on both of them because they're laying on top of him as he got the oath of office read to him by Chief Justice John Roberts. So a lot of head scratching, a lot of stuff going back, and a lot of scholars of the Constitution says you really don't have to do that. It just sort of is done. So it's not like it's in the Constitution that the president must swear on Bibles to do blah 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 blah. Obviously, Lincoln wasn't around, and Trump's family wasn't around when they had it. So these Bibles aren't anything special. They're not ancient texts of their Bibles. What they are is the symbolic stuff of taking an oath and using it to say you are putting your faith in that higher power, that you are below them. There's something above you, which Donald Trump has often said ain't quite the truth. Let's go with Carrie Underwood, who got some backlash for taking on the job of singing America the Beautiful at the inauguration. And maybe the backlash kind of got back to her as she got there. She was announced to sing with the National Choir. Apparently, the choir wasn't there because of space, so the choir was all on the track. They pressed the button, nothing happened. They pressed another button, nothing happened. One more time, the music started and stopped. They sat there looking kind of weird. Producer kind of walks up with headset saying, "I think we need to see the battle." And she said, "Okay, no problem." And she said, "Okay, y'all, let's do this together." And she sang with the crowd just the one verse of American the Beautiful inside the Capitol Rotunda. It was a nice rendition. It was quick, it was simple, and it got the job done. Now, she once again said it was an honor to perform, and she also performed later on in the balls later. So she did some more work back there. But it was what it was. It was, a sing-along with all involved, including very noticeably because they were standing right behind her, Vice President Kamala Harris and, President Joe Biden sing along with Carrie Underwood for this nod for this. We'll get to some serious stuff right after this quick break because it got really, really dark and heavy pretty quickly after this part. But I want to remind you right now that we need your help in growing. We were off for essentially 3 days. I did not get the weekend show in before I had to wrap things up. A lot of work to be done. I spent actually 2 days. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday was based on the anniversary. Thank you so much for letting me spend time with my wife, and back to work here on late Monday, early now Tuesday. So we've lost a little bit of ground. We need to go back to growing again. So without many videos out there, we're asking you to do a little extra double time if you're enjoying this. And yeah, I'm a little groggy with a lot of steps, so apparently, so apologize for that. But we need you to do the like, share, and subscribe thing to help us get back into the group thing. We did not lose any subscribers, any meaningful subscribers, but we didn't gain very much either. Didn't have much content to actually put out there. So we're asking you if you like what you're seeing, if you liked it before and like what you're seeing now, go ahead and hit a like button on that one. Show the algorithm that we're worthy of watching. The algorithm will serve up more people. If you know people who enjoy this brand of newscast, and when I'm not technically a newscaster, this aggregated news that's out there to give you the best news out there, and the picture I give you, which is I think it's sobering. It's an empty sort of like plain view with my view into it. Share it with other folks so more people like that can see it, and hopefully they'll like and subscribe as well. And for you yourself, please subscribe so that more people in the queue going forward. Our subscriber numbers on YouTube did not go down. Our subscriber numbers based on other things did not do much. Actually, that's not true. We did lose some X subscribers over the weekend. Not a large number, but large enough that it was very noticeable. So we need to grow that back up again. So if you're watching on X, please subscribe to our channel. If you're watching us on YouTube or Facebook, please subscribe to our pages or channels so we can grow this thing much, much larger. Let's keep it going, keep it moving. And now it's time for the real show, the real shows, if you will. As after the American Beautiful, after singing, after all of the ceremonial stuff, after the swearing skins and all the pretty stuff. Donald Trump got to work, literally on the podium. Now, we're not talking about all the pardons that Biden wrote out in the last couple of days, including the morning of, where he pardoned all the January 6th um, committee members. We'll bring that up again a bit later. But Donald Trump went to work in his speech. This was not a happy-go-lucky opening speech. This was not a, this is my thoughts and for the nation speech. This was the State of the Union. This is how things are going to go. This is how things need to be, and this is how I'm going to get going. Doing literally 20 minutes from now. Although it took a while to get there because everything ran late. We'll get to all the executive orders in another story in just two clicks. But his inaugural address was more of a policy address. It's talked about the end of America's decline and outline of plans to reverse key policies from Biden's administration off the bat. He called it Liberation Day, liberating us, the people, and announced a common sense revolution aimed at restoring America's prosperity and pride. Essentially, the 4 years we had before Biden that we didn't have in the 200 years prior. He was going to reverse his policies. Essentially, everything Biden said he was going to do, he's going to undo it. He was going to change that security and that on his end, including, of course, the bolstering of the differences, let's call it, in the border between Canada and us, and the border between Mexico and us, and many such policies, of course, eliminating binary gender identities, getting rid of trans people in sports, all those things out the bat. And this was before we could actually do anything because this was the speech on, I just got the job. Here's what life's going to be. Here's what's going to happen. He basically pushed America first right off the bat, which no one is surprised about. But the message was not quite American carnage. It was not, I'm here to fix everything because everything's bad. It was, everything's bad still, and I will make America great again or get it back on track like it was before because I can do this. So we voted for, folks. This is what we have going on. Now, someone we didn't vote for is actually not going to go work for us. It is Vivek Ramaswamy. He's actually going to not join the DOGE committee, so I'm not sure how much work Elon's going to do by itself, but he's going to take a higher role. He's got the bug to run for stuff, and he thinks he has the backing as a Republican. So the biotech entrepreneur is going to take his talents to Ohio and run for governor there. I didn't know he was a resident of Ohio, but apparently he is. He announced the resignation from DOGE, expressing the confidence in co-chair Elon Musk to continue the commission work, although the commission, I guess, gets united today officially. The DOGE Commission was established to streamline government operations and has faced public scrutiny and legal challenges regarding its transparency and proposed budget cuts. And the fact that Musk is everywhere. He's literally everywhere. He's like Santa Claus. He's everywhere. He's everywhere. Actually, Ramaswamy is a native of Cincinnati, so he's running for governor of his home state. He's going to run for governor in 2026. We'll see how that works out. His decision follows the Governor Michael Ryan's appointment of John Husted to the United States Senate seat held by Vice President J.D. Vance, who is now Vice President. We're going to see how this works out. He's going to focus on conservative principles and government efficiency, the themes that he had in his run for president, where he came out of nowhere to be the darling of tech bros, I guess, and we'll see what happens. So he's not quite going in the federal role quite yet, but he will get a shot at being governor in 2 years, unless something else gets in the way. Now, Donald Trump signed a lot of executive orders yesterday. A lot of things. He killed an app that allowed people from south of the border to mark their asylum seeking so they can have an appointment. He wiped out a lot of other things that was Biden. Like 78 different Biden things were wiped out in one signing going forward. He signed in front of the crowd at the basketball arena. He signed in front of his desk at the place. He signed some stuff. I think he signed some stuff inside the halls of Congress as well. He just was signing stuff everywhere. The biggest one, well, we'll go back to the January 6th committee, is where he signed a pardon for 1,500 defendants and commutation for about 14 people. Now, about 1,520 or so people actually got some sort of case from January 6th, and there are some people that they hadn't got to yet. Those are basically off the books. They're done. They can't push them. He's not pushing them anymore. That's happening. For everybody else, about 14 people got some commutations, including Enrique Juro, leader of the Proud Boys, and Stuart Rhodes, founder of the Oath Keepers. So they're done. They were among those pardoned, says. I think they actually got this commuted, but they're pardoned. No, they were ones that were pardoned. 14 people got commuted, which means their sentences end. They stop serving prison time, but they stay on the books for whatever they did. The other 1,500 or so, their cases just don't exist anymore. Now, here's sort of the thing that's about this. The families of the people are, of course, happy that their friends and family are, free and have no issues. The problem is the people who spent 4 years pushing these things, 4 years working on these things, 4 years proving that video evidence of people walking in and breaking things did what they did, and it's an insult to those. But this means, the Buffalo shaman and the guy that put his feet on Nancy's desk and all those guys, they're free. It's over. It's done. They don't have to worry about anything going forward. Now, they do have the reputation of people actually remembering things and history there, but they don't have to deal with any more legal repercussions other than what they have to do to undo other things. So expect lots of lawsuits for people who were charged, who were in jail, who were sitting and waiting for stuff, who got all these things going back and forth, that all of a sudden it's gone. What John Trump is think about is a lot of times when you do these things, you'd pay restitution and pay people money. So that's 1,500 people that have to get paid something because you let them go. Granted, they were in support of him, so that's kind of the deal. It is kind of what it normally we end the stories on the light note and the kicker. And that the Martin one was going to be the kicker. We want to make sure we got in a hit for Winter Storm Enzo, which is coming through the rest of the Deep South today, going to all along the coast, bringing snow to places like New Orleans, Baton Rouge, and Mobile, and maybe a bit of the northern part of Florida because winter it doesn't escape anyone. But yesterday, parts of the airports in Houston, George Bush International Airport, and William B. Hobby Airport, HIAH and HOU, actually had to shut down operations because of the storm because it brought in so much snow in the day, and it may be shut down for a good bit this morning as they clear things out. Weather services Houston area forecasting additional snow and sleet conditions going into the morning, gusts reaching about 40 miles an hour. These conditions are not too great for road conditions and pretty bad for airplanes who aren't really meant to drive on roads, but have that little bit of roadway to get to the air. And then get the air being hit by 40 suspension for IHOU, so cancellations as you expect. It's a very busy hub down here in the South. Many people had to deal with the snow in ways to expect, including spending extra time in the airport waiting for other things to happen. Now, the impact, as I said, big portion of the coast, New Orleans and Baton Rouge expected snow this morning, 6 inches maybe. The first snow and highest snow in 2009. So state emergencies have been placed for Florida and Alabama and Mississippi and Louisiana. And of course, all the jokes are out there as to when you stomp down those streets, you have garlic pepper, you can just use some honey shasher. You need to be a little time in there. How do you actually mix that salt when you do them streets? Can you put down powdered sugar down there and just make it all frosty? The jokes are there. They're hilarious. Yes, they are. Remember, it's important to people in the South stay indoors, avoid unnecessary travel, keep informed and local news for weather advisories, and especially road conditions, all from Texas all the way to Florida, Georgia. Here in Arkansas, we have lots of cold. Luckily, precipitation. It's cold, so we don't have what we had 2 weeks ago. It's time for our teaser story. We transition out of the stories that are the current news and going into what is forward news. Although this one is kind of current news, but it is something that's commentary that people brought up. Ironically enough, I'm going to step back towards the computations and the pardons of the January 6th people. We're not talking a lot about all the pardons that either um, Biden did on the way out the door, which are extremely many folks, and all the pardons and all the executive orders that Donald Trump signed yesterday. Too much stuff going on. We're not even talking about Trump jamming with the guys last night. And this is something that happened while they were waiting for Trump at the parade that was inside of the basketball theater so that some people can actually get a chance to see it. Elon Musk had a chance to talk to ADL, the American Defamation League, had to actually defend Elon Musk over the awkward gesture he did twice inside of the venue and saying, folks, it actually was not Nazi. So yesterday, Donald Trump didn't put his hand on the Bible to do a swearing in, and Elon Musk threw out Nazi salutes in the middle of a venue for people to all see. And the ADL must be an honest. Do you want to talk about this? Want to talk about anything else? You have a choice to talk about all the stories that we're posting. We're posting stories, new stories every minute on our feeds on Facebook, X, facebook.com. This is conversation, x.com/th_conversation. That's how you find us. That's how you follow us on the Twitter, formerly known as X is Twitter, and on Facebook, and see what we're talking about every 50 minutes. Articles in there. Click on the link if you like it to get more details. And then just link there. Like it, love it, hate it, share it, enjoy it, comment on it. The more you engage in the story, the better chance to talk about this one. We didn't do a story, we did a show yesterday, so the compared to yesterday's story, we did have a newsletter come out and all the big stories there. We didn't actually produce this thing to have a story to tease. So we're not teasing one. We're not just talking about teasing from yesterday, but we're back to business now. So are we talking Elon Musk throwing out Nazi symbols, Nazi signs, the Heil Hitler in the middle of the parade yesterday? Or we not? We tell some stories to get there. We take the top stories of the day and choose from them. Now, 30 stories within the span of 30 hours or so where we have to choose from midnight. It's about morning. And then what we get in the morning, take the top 15 of those stories, pick eight, give them three narratives like that. Just that's simple. You want to see the story you want to, make sure you engage in it. If you see a story you think we should talk about it, email me at the conversation inbox gmail.com. Let me know what story I did talk about, and we'll see those stories. As we are coming into a brand new world, a great world, a new world order, if you will, we are going to apologize because we're going to offer you the chance to do the same thing. Now, what we're doing is offering you a chance to use our sponsor, Flowers Fast, to fix things ahead of time or pretty quickly after they're done. Because Flowers Fast can offer you the gift of flowers pretty quickly, same day in most cases. The Power FTD allows you to order through Flower Fast and get your order across the nation into someone's hands same day. An early order is their same day because FTD, of course, will take it on time. Now, there's also other things going on as we get for Valentine's Day. You get those pretty little strawberries that have little faces on it, just like they did for Christmas. They have chocolate covered strawberries that have little faces and are cute, nice cookie things as well. And of course, my favorite, smoked meats. It also platter trays like that along with flowers in quick time. Flowers are usually same day. The other things take about a day or so to get, so FedEx next day. Flowers Fast is your way to get flowers sent or gifts sent fast to clients, friends, to loved ones, and to that person that you really messed up with. You can take care of it just like that. So keep this link in your back pocket. This is the conversation project.com/flowers fast. This is the conversation project.com/flowers fast. Keep this in your pocket because you may need it someday. And so you just pull it out whenever you need it. It's there for you. We're there for you. And while us being there for you allows us to let you be there for us and Flowers Fast. This is an affiliate link that allows us to get a small commission from your buy. Cost you nothing extra. We get finder's fee from your cost. They take it off of your pot, off of your pot, and give it to us. Not much, but it helps. Every little bit helps us keep things going for the Conference Project. You can help us by going to Flowers Fast. For next time you need to send flowers to someone, whether it's fast or slow or great gift items, they can take care of you very fast. Conversation Project is online at this. It's conversationproject.com. We are going to do a shout out to our partners today. Meryl Braxton, Kobe Green, and Kid, our coffee cup level partners, just because. Got some great words from them when I retaped my weekend video for them that I did stuff for, saying, why we were taking some time off and what we're doing to change some stuff. I got great words from them, congratulating me and saying thanks for the good work. And I say thank you guys for your good work and your hard-earned dollars. They provide $5 buy your coffee platform as a subscription to help things here. So if you want to help us out, do better. We use the support. We use your eyeballs by going to our feeds and engaging. Use your comments by going to the email, commenting on the videos. We can use your support financially by going to the sponsors or going to our partners page and joining there as well. There's also one-time donation links from various sources there. You can also be a member, different termination, basically the same thing, on YouTube, which is actually based on tiers, a little bit cheaper in most cases. So you can still help us out there and get some perks straight there as well. So check those out. So hyping our partners early this week with that. In the meantime, we offer up news stories every 50 minutes on our feeds, as I've already said. So you falling on the feeds, if you don't deem us worthy of the money or just can't make it work right now at the beginning of the year, as everybody is tight, we thank you for your support and your efforts by just chatting with us. So go to the Conversation Project's website, see what we have going on, see all the calls to action, see what you can engage in, and make sure you stop by our feeds on Facebook and X. That's all stories to talk about. That's the most important thing you can do for us. And of course, partnerships. Go to our website. This is conversationproject.com. Click on partnerships and see if there's a level for you. With that, we are wrapping up for this Tuesday. It's a short week in theory, but long week in general. I guess because yesterday was the holiday, so most people didn't work. So it's still a short week going forward. So make sure you get caught up quickly on your work, whether you celebrated the national holiday, the constable or the national holiday being King Holiday, or the state holiday in many places, which is Jefferson Davis Day, and of course, inauguration stuff. Thank you so much for being a part of the process, being a part of the system, being a person who's nerd, a person who wants to know and keep in touch with stuff. Whether you agree with me or disagree, I'm you here to have your comments and your concerns so we can get along a little better, or at least not be along as worse, or something like that. In the meantime, thank you so much for just being you. Love you, mean it. The engagement is sometimes kind of wonky, and because it seems like a monologue, but it's not. It's a dialogue. We're looking for more things and more time to be more engaging, have more live stuff where I can talk to you. We're going to see what we do. Times, as I just said 3 times, let's say laters. Get ready for a day going back to work, back to the swing of things, back into a new administration, which is a lot like the old administration. We shall